So this is the final boss of the MK Ultra mind control program.
So it was trained, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Yep, he definitely did. And so do a lot of predators at the intel agencies that were running human trafficking, mind control, gene-altering biological weapons factories all around the world through their clandestine, illegal operations and black budgets. Is that something that finally now will be exposed, as we got the news that Elon Musk is now headed towards the CIA? Is this the thing that Elon Musk warned about getting too close to the truth of that would lead to the end of his life? Or is this just another kind of meaningless gesture there, as the history between Elon and past CIA directors definitely has been a little bit interesting. All of this as Elon is calling for more people to be charged when it comes to attacking his Tesla dealerships. Lots going on with Mr. Elon Musk, but over the weekend, we got the news, and it's happening right now in the making of this video, as Elon Musk now has officially entered through the doors of the Central Intelligence Agency, as he now will be working with Deutsche, digging into the CIA, as a lot of people are saying, including Nick Sorter. This is going to get spicy. I hope so, as, of course, the start of John Ratcliffe's head of the CIA already has been very big. If you remember, the first time he stepped into that seat as the director of the CIA, he confirmed what a lot of us have been saying in alternative independent media about gain-of-function research and a specific bioweapon being deliberately made here with all the stamps of approval and funding from the CIA. As John Ratcliffe admitted, the thing that we went through, the horrible, awful thing, it was man-made. In Wuhan, just exactly where it came from. As a lot of people right now are saying, yeah, this is the time that we hope for accountability. We hope that the dark money, the secret black budgets, the human trafficking, the drug trafficking, all of that is finally addressed. Will it? Well, I'll be honest with you guys, it's going to be a big uphill battle. So far, Deutsche has gotten rid of a lot of very significant funding for the CIA covert operations through USAID. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but this is what Fox News had to say about this entire situation.
Here we go. Elon Musk is heading to the CIA today to meet with Director John Ratcliffe about his government efficiency program.
And Madeline Rivera joins us from Washington with all the details. Good morning to you, Maddie.
Hi, guys. Good morning. CIA Director John Ratcliffe said at a threats assessment hearing on Capitol Hill last week that Deutsche has not been on the CIA campus. That appears to be changing. A CIA spokesperson tells Politico Musk is heading to the agency today at Ratcliffe's invitation. This would seem to be Ratcliffe's most substantial meeting yet with Musk. As the director previously said, his interactions with Musk have been limited to cabinet meetings.
Yep. As of course, the CIA is kind of very allergic to being held responsible and accountable. There's one president, that got popped in the head that was calling to rein in the CIA. There was always a battle of words between Donald Trump and the CIA. But all of this now is dependent on John Ratcliffe, the new director that so far, I would say, isn't doing that bad of a job. There's usually a lot of things to criticize the CIA. As you're going to see here, we're going to go through some of their history and some of the conspiracy theories surrounding them. But they're not really conspiracy theories. They're more like conspiracy facts that we know about now that have been confirmed here. But I would love to be a fly on the wall on this briefing here since, Elon Musk definitely didn't have the best relationship with the former CIA director, John Brennan, who he went after on Twitter and announced publicly that John Brennan lives in a glass house after he announced that Dr. Fauci was a, quote, national hero. He should be remembered, and that the, quote, good people in democracies need a more efficient way to prevent attention-craving, emotionally immature, and highly devious individuals, especially those of means, from being socially, culturally, and politically destructive. You're a liar. You're a treacherous son of a gun that committed tremendous amounts of illegal actions, not including two of which lying to Congress and the American people about all of the dastardly deeds that you were doing. And now, so far, it looks like John Ratcliffe is trying to promote some transparency here. How will this happen? What will be exposed here? Since, you know, the history of the CIA is a very like, whoa, did they did that? Yeah, they did that, plus a lot more, as the puppeteer anchors at CNN weren't too pleased at Elon Musk going there, since there's probably tentacles from the CIA going deep, deep, deep into the orifices of all of the CNN anchors that that knowingly and willingly accept their penetration deep inside of them.
He doesn't have security clearances, Elon Musk, based on what I've heard, but you tell me if he does.
Well, he does.
Oh, no. How's he gonna? He's gonna try to. No. Again, fighting to not hold the CIA transparent. Fighting to keep waste inside of the CIA. Fighting to allow them to be not reined in and not accountable to. Are you freaking kidding me, Wolf Blitzer? Really? Tell me you're a shell without telling me you're a freaking shell. As again, we just found out through a latest New York Times bombshell that actually did a good job. The article is filled with a little bit of propaganda, but actually did a big job kind of giving us more of a eye-opening perspective into the role of the CIA with the modern conflicts that are fighting on. As I think it's fair to assess here that we are in an information war, and that's why I have the shirt that I'm wearing right now that highlights World War I. That if you type into thebestpoliticalshirts.com, you'll be able to find. You just type WWII, and you'll be able to find the shirt. It pops right up. You can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, and it explains the kind of advancement of warfare where a lot of information now has been weaponized against the American public, and we are in fourth and fifth generational forms of war. Now, a lot of people are still trying to discern what's really going on here. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of fake news. And I thought this was the kind of perfect representation of a lot of money being put into this bigger kind of psyop that all of us are involved in, because the first casualty of war is the truth. And I think a lot of us have been bamboozled. A lot of us have been lied to. And this definitely is a very thought-provoking kind of T-shirt that highlights a lot of kind of inquisitive minds that will probably start conversations with you when you wear it in the general public. I had this for a number of years, so mine's a little bit worn down. Make sure that when you get these shirts, wash them inside out. Read the instructions on how to wash them, and they will not get damaged or destroyed once you wash them properly. Also, be careful with all the crazy insane detergents out there that fry your endocrine system. But that's a topic for a different day here, as of course we also have Big Balls, the Federal Employee of the Year. Show your support for Deutsch by also getting the shirts on thebestpoliticalshirts.com and starting some very interesting conversations that I think are absolutely worth having, all on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Now, the New York Times created a bombshell story specifically highlighting how, yeah, the CIA is incrementally involved in the fight against Russia and has helped Ukraine. Ever since 2014, by the way, they were creating battle lines and defensive positions. They were training soldiers even before 2014, getting ready for what they saw as an inevitable conflict between them and Russia. The CIA, also according to the New York Times, just found out that it was the CIA that operated in Ukraine, had boots on the ground, and helped them do targeted strikes inside of Russian mainland territory, going after their key pieces of infrastructure and weapons depots, making a significant dent into the Russian war machine that has been activated and engaged and is directly fighting the CIA. Now, Deutsch, already incredible job. USAID cut off a lot of their funding, according to a lot of analysts like Mike Benz. This is the specific kind of organization that spread the LGBTQ agenda all around the world and all around the United States through, of course, covert funding. A lot of people view this agenda as a kind of eugenics population control agenda that has already been implemented that is meant to lower the population of the earth here. And when you look at a lot of the kind of practices of the CIA, they usually serve cacophony of multinational corporations and special interests like the World Bank and the IMF. But more importantly, they also have many kind of underlings and umbrellas and rogue CIA private contractors and agents. It's a totally insane spiral that collaborates with other spies and rings from places like the United Kingdom and, of course, Israel as well. Now, as we understand here, there's some crazy stuff that the CIA has been doing. Will Elon Musk now find out all the crazy stuff they have been doing? I hope so. And I hope we get some disclosures because I think we need it, especially with the CIA doing things like Operation Mongoose, which was covert, undercover efforts meant to destabilize and overthrow the Cuban Fidel Castro government. Now, I am no fan of Fidel Castro. I don't like communists. I don't like centralized top-down control of government. I think they're idiotic. I think they're stupid. I think they're pointless. I think they are unhuman. They are the epitome of destroying freedom, family, and church. And I'm not with any of that. But flying ticks filled with bioweapons over Cuba and releasing them on Cuban farm territory, that's a stretch too far there, okay? I understand. Freedom, democracy. Biological weapons in ticks deployed on civilian populations. Can we not? Can we not do that? Would that be cool? Would that be fine? As, of course, we also have to understand, this was many decades ago. There's other things that the CIA has done recently, including the which someone that I know personally whistleblowed on and specifically detailed how the CIA made sure that 15 of the 19 hijackers that committed the horrible acts on New York City and Washington, D.C. in September of 2001, those people were allowed into the country after they were denied entry multiple times. There was Michael Springman denying, saying, these guys are bad guys. These guys are jihadis. These guys are terrorists. We can't let them in. The CIA intervened after the third time and said, no, you're going to approve these. You're going to approve these visas. You're going to allow these people in. And they did. As the CIA also has some very interesting connections, setting up the Mujahideen, Al-Qaeda. You know those guys? Yeah. There's MK mind control. There's Iran-Contra. There's the drug trafficking that happened through Marina, Arkansas with the Clintons. I mean, the CIA, my goodness. Golly gracious. As I think at War Clandestine on Twitter had a very interesting take here because that's all the stuff that we know confirmed. They did Free Ray Ricky Ross introducing crack to the poor communities. Or goodness. Yeah, people don't understand. There is a lot of receipts here. As War Clandestine says, the more I read the JFK files, which confirmed a lot of the stuff, the overthrows, the coup d'etats, the biological weapons programs that also, by the way, the Russians are accusing the Ukrainians of building and setting up all the way in 2014. The main general that was speaking out about that also assassinated in what people believe to be a CIA-targeted attack inside of Moscow. Another little tidbit there, I thought might be a little helpful for you guys to understand the bigger ramifications here, as the bioweapons program in Ukraine also was a significant escalatory situation that was financed, approved, and of course moved forward by CIA clandestine operations along with Dr. Fauci. And but don't worry, he got a pardon all the way since 2014, probably because of that. But he says, the more I read the JFK files, the more I'm convinced that 2020 was an organized regime change operation by the CIA and their subsidiaries. Yep, everything makes sense. You read Economic Hitman and the pressures that are put on politicians and the coercion that is used behind the scenes. It makes total perfect frickin' sense here. And will that be uncovered under the Trump administration with John Ratcliffe? I don't know. There's also a lot of other stuff coming out from the CIA that I find interesting. There was a conspiracy theory that Sexy Red has been a covert CIA operative since 2018. I haven't seen official confirmation of that other than just kind of rumors and hearsay about this. But it is important to note here the CIA does routinely hire actors, actresses, media personalities, news reporters, doctors, and other people as well to do their bidding and do their work in the clandestine operations that they play around with. Now, the CIA also confirmed that the Ark of the Covenant existed, but only through remote viewing that they did a few years ago and found inconclusive and found not reliable, according to the CIA documents. Now, Elon Musk is getting attacked left and right with what looks like a big subversion attack. A lot of billionaires that are connected to the intel agencies, that are connected to a lot of the bigger establishment players here, are specifically financing this, which has Elon Musk now calling for the government to arrest the people who are financing the protest against them. I think that's a little bit of a step too far here. But is it possible that the CIA, before Donald Trump, was working on some operations against Elon Musk, and this could be the reason why they're bringing Elon Musk to the CIA to explain to him the threat assessments, the information that they were able to gather, the information that they've been able to garner? Is that what's going to be happening here? Who knows? But again, it's pretty clear. Elon Musk is being attacked. He's being threatened. His dealerships, people who just randomly drive the car, are being attacked a lot. There's so many crazy instances, all of it videotaped, since the Teslas have Sentry surveillance technology that allows them to have cameras all around them. And as Tim Pool points out, these are some of the lowest IQ people out there. The Teslas have cameras everywhere, all around them. Like, what do you think you're doing here? It's not really that logical. Maybe it's not a CIA operation against them. Maybe it's just in unhinged lunatics out there. And again, to be fair, not everything is a CIA operation, but learning from our history, learning from everything that they've been doing throughout the last few years, it is extremely eye-opening and terrifying to understand that they have never been reined in, never been held accountable. Will this be the time that Elon Musk comes in there and holds them accountable and holds their feet to the fire? Nope, probably not. Let's just be real with ourselves. I hope so. I think there's like a 2% chance. The pressure now is on John Ratcliffe. What access will he give Elon Musk and his team? Will they need a security clearance? Will they hide stuff from them? Will they allow them to actually do a job that allows them to see the secret black budgets, allows them to see what governments they overthrew, allows them to see what biological weapons program they were working on, allows them to see all the illegal things that they have ever done? I hope so. But probably not. That's what I think. If you think I'm wrong, let me know why in the comment section below. I think this video is important to promote and push for more transparency, especially with the long, extensive criminal history of the CIA. If you agree, share this video. Get a shirt on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Support this independent media network. I love you guys. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching and supporting this independent media broadcast. And that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.